So we narrowly avoided death many, many times. And thankfully, rather than going straight to the final dungeon, we actually wind up here in this mysterious little town. Now, I already went up and rested, so you don't have to watch that, since inns work exactly like they do in the main game. Because you're terrible, random NPC. We do have some stuff to explore. It's a tiny little town, it's the only one in this scenario, but we do have a few things. There are shops here, however, yeah, this equipment really isn't too good. See what we have here. This equipment is even worse. Why would they even bother giving that to us? Like, I'm pretty sure all these characters started with better equipment than that. The third vendor has some decent equipment, though. Same goes for the weapons and armor, or weapons and magic, rather. Weapons and magic shops. Overall, these shops really aren't that good. Most of the items you're gonna get in this mode pretty much either from random drops or from chests in the next dungeon. So yeah, not really gonna find anything too good. Oh well, there is one good store, and that of course is the magic store back in Reverse Jade Passage. But again, that stuff is expensive, so I'm not getting that just yet. Let's see what else we got. Why are you dead? Did you not leave Altair when everyone else left? That's kinda dumb. You probably should have gone to Finn as well. So really it's your own fault for dying, Tabul. I am victim blaming so hard right now. Actually, this equipment's not too bad. But of course, as you already know, these characters pretty much stuck in a... well, not necessarily stuck, given this game is kind of flexible, but it's easier to just stick with the standard weapons that these guys come with. Because you don't really want to change up weapon types too much, since they're already fairly experienced with other weapons. Item shop is pretty much the same as it was before, because, well, item shops are the same in the main game, so it's the same here. Yeah, the Emperor is probably somewhere out there being a badass. I mean, doing terrible, terrible things. Genocide is bad, kids. Don't destroy the world. It's bad. Don't do it. Well, most religious people, probably. I don't! Sid, lust for an airship is creepy and weird, so much so that you go to a circle far beyond the second one that you're supposed to go to. Nah, they're probably little shits. See, if the hellish monsters are killing old people and children, then they were probably terrible old people and children. Really? Hey, those guys are also dead. How quaint. No worries, Sid. I was gonna do that anyway, so no problems there. Sure, whatever you say, buddy. Personally, I would have been happy to not be someone's underling before, but hey, whatever your floats your boat. To be fair, that isn't technically correct. All the enemies in this mode are actually new enemies, but they're also all recolors of old enemies, so... sort of... they're kinda new. They're new-ish. Dude, there's beer right here. Unless you mean that literally, like you actually died so you could get alcohol from this bar. I don't know why you would specifically go to the Underworld pub. It seems like there are better options, but hey, I suppose I can't judge. So, this section is actually optional, and look at that. Look familiar? Yeah, I could understand why Minwu wouldn't exactly be happy coming back here, because we're back at the top of the Tower of Mysidia. And just like in the Tower of Mysidia, there's a door here. Well, I guess it's time for Minwu to die a second time. You know the definition of insanity, right, Minwu? Go, Mighty Door Laser 2.0! Crush mine door enemy! And fuck you, door! And then Minwu went to Double Hell, which is like normal hell, except it's actually Final Fantasy XIII. This time a fortune cookie didn't tell me that I would die opening a door, so I'm all good. So yes, just like the other Chamber of the Seal, we have all these crystals that, of course, give stat bonuses to random characters. Not the character in front, well, then again, that would always be Minwu. But yes, just a random character in the party. Again, you can save scum to get certain characters, certain stats, but I don't care enough to do that. I really don't. It's just too tedious. I mean, they hardly make that much of a difference anyway. I mean, you might as well just go and fight some things instead. It's not a huge difference. And of course, here we have the last crystal, so, by the way, you might want to save before picking up Ultima. No specific reason, just you might want to save from time to time, because you don't want to redo any of that progress, and, oh, by the way, yeah, there's actually an optional boss guarding the Ultima this time. And wouldn't you know it, it's Ultima Weapon. So, Ultima Weapon. Tough boss, no doubts about that. He's got a lot of HP, a lot of defense, he knows Blaze, Flare, and Earthquake. Everything but Earthquake is level 16, and of course his physical attack, pretty damn powerful. Of course he's already using Flare 16, that's not really good. Of course, then again I might be able to survive. Oh, actually, I did very well against that. You're definitely going to want Protect and Blink here because, again, physical attack, very, very painful. It'll kill characters in about 1 to maybe 3 hits if you're lucky. Naturally, the best strategy here is to use the Blood Sword. So, of course, if you didn't give it to Rickard in the first place, this is a really tough fight. A really, really tough fight. You can actually curse him, though. The Ancient Sword does work, so if you can actually use it and successfully inflict curse on him, that makes the battle a lot easier because his attack power is pretty much the most dangerous thing here. Of course, he didn't actually use it this time, which is probably the reason that I survived that fight. So yes, Minwu actually had to prove his worth to get Ultima. Everyone else they just walked up, grabbed it, and that was the end of it. Of course, then again, they actually went through the Mysidian Tower. I guess that's the difference here. So with the Ultima Tome, we can now leave. I thought there was like a teleporter in this room or something, but no, you actually can just go back out through the entrance, so don't worry, it's not like you're stuck here if you come in or anything, so if you're finding you're having a hard time against Ultima Weapon, then you can just escape, no problem. But with that, we've actually only got one more dungeon to go, and that, of course, is the final dungeon. Before I do that, of course, I'm going to be doing a lot of grinding, but I'll do that off-screen so I can get a bunch of new magic and upgrade my magic and give myself at least a fighting chance against the final dungeon, because like Reverse Jade Passage, some of the enemies are weak. Some of them are also very, very tough. So I'd at least like a fighting chance, though. Most of my stat boosts are going to come from the dungeon itself and actually fighting those tough enemies. So next time we will be going to the mysterious final dungeon. I'm sure you already figured out what it is. Spoilers, it's the Dreadnought.